Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Azaya. Some of you know me on TikTok. Some of you know me on Instagram. I am a Christian influencer and a motivational. So like I motivate people like the young generation, just anybody that goes through things in life because I've been through it a lot. So today I will just be telling you guys my testimony and yeah, this is how we're gonna bring in the New Year's. So let's start with my childhood. I had a great childhood. Like my mom and my dad, they always provided for me financially pretty good, and they always made sure I had everything that I needed. But me, on the other hand, out of all my siblings, I was always the troubled kid. Like I was always the odd one, the awkward one, the one that always felt weird about just everything. So, I'm gonna just take it back to, and I'm gonna try to make this quick as possible. I ain't trying to make the video too long, but I just want to help somebody else out, and I will be putting like the pictures and everything in this video for y'all. So I'm gonna start by, let's say when I was 7 years old. It started when I was young. I ended up molested. I got molested when I was 7 years old. I kept it in. I never spoke about it. I never told anybody because like I felt ashamed and like I felt like nobody would believe me or anything like that. So like I just kept it to myself. And it's crazy because I didn't speak about it until I was like 15 years old. Like I told my mom about it when I was 15 years old. I finally had the courage to tell her, because you know, like holding on to something like that will literally like I don't know, eat you up in the long run. Like it'll damage you in the long run. So it is always best to tell somebody that's close to you, no matter what, like somebody that you can trust. So that happened. So middle school, I was pretty good. I was pretty decent. It started when I was in high school. I started fighting. I started getting kicked out of school. Like I was just doing a whole bunch of stuff, and it was just because I always felt like I didn't fit in with other people. So like I would act out and do things to try to fit in with other kids and stuff, because like I wanted to be a part of the cool kids and everything like that, because I just always felt like, I don't know, I just always felt like nobody really like see me for who I was. And so like I felt like I always had to pretend to be somebody that I wasn't. So yeah, I started getting in trouble in school and fighting and getting expelled. And then it led to me dating. So I got in a relationship, my first relationship. I was 16 years old. That was my very first relationship. And I basically like just put all my time into him. Like I wasn't even really focused on nothing. Like I didn't want to focus on anything. I just wanted to just focus on him and him only. And that was it, until like it started like getting bad in the relationship. And towards like the end of us like breaking up, I had overdosed on pills. So I had to go to PBH. And yeah, they admitted me to PBH and stuff, so I had to be there for maybe probably like 2 weeks and stuff. I had to sit in there, and I didn't like it at all. I was like, I would never do this again, but I just thank God that he kept me alive. Like, I'm talking about, I don't know what happened. All I knew is that I woke up in the hospital and seen all my family like right there with me. So yeah, it was crazy. But I'm just thankful that I didn't lose my life. I'm glad that God gave me, a second chance to get it right. But I'm still doing what I want to do. So left that relationship. Then I say 17, I got inside another relationship, and I was still going to school and everything like that, but I got expelled from school, like regular school, so like public school. So I had to go to like a private kind of school, where we did computer work. So I started going to this private school where we did computer work and everything like that, and I'm in a relationship. My mom ended up moving to Atlanta. She told me to come with her, but I was like, no, I'm staying with my boyfriend. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. It was like, it's either my way or the highway. And there was nothing she really could do about it because I was not listening at all. I was just really, no. Yeah, I was just disobedient. But she didn't leave yet. So, in a relationship with him, grades started failing. I dropped out of school. I didn't want to do nothing. All I wanted to do was just be with him and stuff. And then we ended up breaking up because it got toxic. Yeah, it got toxic. I'm trying to not like bash anybody or like, trying to keep it, yeah, so it got toxic and everything, and so we split it, went back to my mom's house. So when I went back to my mom's house, everything was going good. Boom, ended up messing around, playing with guns, caught my first gun charge. Terrible. Yeah, caught my first gun charge. I was in jail. I had to be in jail for maybe I was only in there for like a week, and then they ended up putting me on house arrest. So like I had to ankle monitor, and I had to complete that probation successfully and stuff. And so I ended up getting in trouble a lot on probation because I still was doing stuff, but I ended up completing it. Like I ended up was like, it's time for me to get myself together. It's time for me to complete this. Like I don't want to be on house arrest because the more I kept getting in trouble, the more they will extend my time on probation. So I ended up successfully completing probation. I was so proud of myself. I was like, yay, I'm so happy. Like I completed probation. So, okay. So after the house arrest, getting in trouble in school, I ended up linking up with an old friend of mine's from school, from I think it was high school. Yeah, from high school. Yeah, high school. We ended up linking up, and we ended up staying with each other. I ended up staying with her, and we decided that it was a good idea to go strip, and yeah, for money, because like I said, I was a wild child and I just wanted to just do whatever. So we ended up stripping, and it was not like it was going good at first because the money was coming in. It was like, oh, I got this, I got that. Like, oh, I can go buy this. The money, fast money. I love this lifestyle. But until everything started coming crashing down. One night I was leaving the club with my friend, and somebody was following us. Somebody was following us home, and I was trying to like hurry up and drive. And mind you, I'm drunk. I'm underneath the influence. So I was driving really, really fast, and I ended up crashing. I crashed into another car, and I ended up running off the scene. Like I ended up like driving, but the driver that I crashed into, he was following behind me. So I ended up stopping, and the police came. And to summarize that, I could have lost my life, but God once again had his hand on me. And so after that, thank God I didn't go to jail or anything. I was like, that was nothing but God. Like he trying to get my attention, but I'm still ignoring him. So they told me that I had 90 days to get my license. If I don't, then I think my driver's license was going to be suspended. So I was like, oh my gosh, what I'm going to do? I don't want my license to be suspended. It's nothing left here for me in this town because it's nothing but trouble. So let me just go home with my mom. Let me go to Atlanta with my mom so I can get my life together. So I ended up going back home. I ended up going to the A with my mom, and I ended up getting my driver's license. I ended up back in school. Like I was just doing good for myself. Like I was so proud of myself because I was like, I did it. I got my driver's license. Until I started being on a dating app, because I was like, this isn't enough for me. Like I'm lonely. I just feel like I just needed somebody. So I ended up linking up with this guy. We ended up dating and everything like that. His mom, she took me to church for the first time, like in a long time because I haven't went to church since I was like little. So she brought me to church and everything. Bless her heart, because if it wasn't for her, ooh, I probably would have still been lost. But I knew God had a calling over my life for a long time, but I just kept on running from it. I just kept on running from my calling, and I'm like, girl, you're gonna have to stop running because God is calling you. So like I consistently started going to church with them, and like I don't know, it was just a good feeling to just be around people that genuinely care about you. And like me on my journey with God and stuff, like when I found God, I found him in that church, and like it was the most amazing feeling ever. And but me and him, our relationship was not good. It was bad. It was really, really bad. It was just toxic. We would always argue, always fight. For some reason I couldn't leave him alone. Like even though I knew in my heart like God was telling me to leave this relationship alone, I just could not leave because like I loved him a lot, you know. And I loved his mom, because my mom, and you know, I'm not gonna fault her, but my mom, she never hugged me or like never gave me that type. We never really had a mother-daughter type of bond. So she was giving me that type of love, and like I couldn't stay away from it because I never had that love before. Until one day, me and him got into an argument, and he was driving so fast, and then a car smacked, like he ran the red light and we smacked into a car, but the car hit my side. And then that's when I knew, this isn't it. I gotta go, because I could have lost my life. Like me and you both could have lost our life. So he I ended up waking up. I thought I was dead for a minute. I started touching my body. I'm like, God. I just get out the car. I just start thanking God. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's no bruises on me, nothing. Like, there's nothing on me, no marks, nothing. Like, I'm good. I'm walking out free. So after that, me and him, we ended up splitting. I ended up moving back to my hometown. So I was just like, God, I'm just gonna focus on myself. That's when I really started like tuning in with my relationship with God and everything. Like I started doing so good. I started going to church. I started doing my hair. I started like feeling like myself again. Cause like after I lost that relationship, like I was not myself at all. Like I'm talking about, I was walking around with glasses, a trash bag over my head. Like I was literally not myself. I was so empty. I was so lost. Like I was so heartbroken until I just started surrendering to God. I was like, God, help me get over this. Like, just help me, because I really want to know who you are. I really want to like know what my purpose is in life. So, start doing good. Boom. Old friend that I was hanging around, he ended up contacting me and was like, hey, I see you doing good and everything, you know, your relationship with God. I think we should, you know, hang out sometimes and everything like that. And I was like, sure. You know, I invited him to church and everything like that. He was going to church with me and stuff like that with my dad. And me and him, we started dating. And so, you know, it was all lovely in the beginning. All, you know, flowers and all that. All good in the beginning. And then it kind of just like started going downhill. It just like everything just started changing. I was living with my dad at the time, and he would come over to my dad's house, but I sacrificed my living with my dad to go be with him, to stay with him. We went from staying in the truck to staying in a hotel. We was living in a hotel for about like 3 months. Fighting, arguing every day, and we were young, so it's like I don't fault him, you know, I don't fault nobody. I take a full accountability because I wasn't also right either, and I feel like if I would have just healed and focused on myself, then, you know, I wouldn't put my trauma on him and he would have put his trauma on me, because like we both were not healed. and everything just happened so fast, you know. And that's just a part of me just growing and actually taking the time to heal and actually find myself through God. But yeah, it just started getting really bad. Then we ended up getting our apartment and stuff. Got our apartment. We were doing good. Some days would be good. Some days wouldn't be good at all. It just wasn't going good at all. But we ended up, you know, on my relationship with God, I'm like, I don't want to, like, my dad told us, like, it's not really good to be having unprotected sex and stuff like that. So he thought, like, it was a good idea for us to get married. So, you know, every time, like, I would have, you know, sexual intercourse with him, I would feel guilty. I would feel like God was convicting me of doing that. So I was like, you know, I was like, maybe we should get married, you know. So he ended up proposing to me, like, a week after we ended up getting married and stuff. And it was good, like, but a week after, it's like he changed. I was like, I don't know who this person is, like who is this? But like, I knew beforehand, but you know, I'm just lost, you know. I'm not even there myself. And you know, when you love somebody, you become blinded. So everything just started going downhill. Marriage started falling apart. God was telling me to leave that relationship alone, but I just wanted to hold on because I'm like, no, I'm married to him. He's gonna change. Things are gonna get better. And it was not getting better at all. Like, every time we would break up and I would go back, it's like things would just get worse and worse and worse and worse. And God is like, hey, I'm trying to pull you away. Like, every time when I would, you know, leave, I would be doing good for myself. Like, everything was going good for me. But when I would go back, it's like everything would just, for some reason, it was not good at all. And so, it just wasn't good at all. And it took me probably about, because we lasted for probably like a year and like a couple months. And until one night I just started praying to God. I was crying. He was right there too, but he was asleep. I was crying. I couldn't sleep. I was like, God, please help me leave this relationship alone. Please give me the strength to leave. I know it's not good for me. I know you got a greater calling for me. You've been calling for me my whole entire life, but I'm not picking up that call, but I really want to pick up this call. So he gave me the strength to leave. So, you know, I left. I was doing good for probably about like a month. Then he ended up texting me again. You know, I fell right back into it. The last time was the last time. So when I went back to him, I got done so dirty. Like, oh my gosh, like, I was so crushed. So I was working, and I'm trying to like just tell my story. I'm not trying to bash nobody. So I was working at Amazon, and something told me to check his page. He was at the house. Something told me to check his Facebook page. And so I go to check his Facebook page, and I see he's texting his ex. And I'm like, God, this can't be happening to me right now. This cannot be happening to me right now. Like, no way. No way this is happening to me right now. So I go in the bathroom. I'm looking at these messages. I'm going crazy. Like, I'm just crying and crying and crying. I'm like, God, why is this happening to me? But I was like, you know what? You told me not to go back. You told me not to go back. So he's texting me, telling me like he's about to get ready to leave and, you know, take all of his stuff with him. And I'm just like, okay. So I come out the bathroom. I couldn't even hold it in no more. I'm crying. And I will never forget this guy at my job, he was like, you're better than that. Do you know who you are? You better walk with your head up high. You know the queen that you are. Like, you have a light that shines so bright in you. Like, you're such a great person. You don't need him. You don't need somebody that's gonna tear you down, that's gonna make you lose yourself. Like, you better pick yourself up. And he was like, let it go. Let it go. You wanna walk out your life, let it go. God got you. And oh my gosh, like that really like helped me. Like that really like helped me so much. Helped me so much. But the whole time I'm thinking like my dog at that house, oh my gosh, like my dog. And I already knew he was gonna take her. I just already knew he was gonna take her from me. I just had to prepare myself. So I got home at 5 o'clock in the morning and he was still there. But I knew like in the morning time he was gonna eventually leave. So he ended up leaving. And he ended up, but no, when I got there, the dog was gone. My dog was gone. Y'all, my heart was crushed because she was literally like my emotional support animal. Like I had her ever since she was a baby. Like she was really my world. Like I went everywhere with her. So he took her, he left me with nothing, behind on bills. He was supposed to give me his half on bills. Didn't give me nothing, just basically plain out, just left me. And I remember just falling out on the ground. I just remember crying to God. I'm like, God, help me. I have nothing anymore. You know what? I finally surrender to you. I finally just come to you. I finally just, you get all of me. Like, I don't even have nothing no more. So I can't lean on nothing. I'm done running from you. Let me just surrender to you. And so I ended up just surrendering to him. And I ended up going to church, getting back into church, reading my Bible. I ended up joining the church. I ended up getting baptized. I kept praying to God because I didn't want to stay in that house no more because the house was built on so much trauma and I did not want to stay in that house anymore. So I just kept praying and mind you, I wasn't thinking nobody was going to accept me because I had an eviction on my record. Mind you, didn't even pay for my eviction off, nothing. So I'm like, in every place that I kept going to, I kept getting shut down because they're like, we can't accept you because you have an eviction on your record. So I just kept on praying until I ended up getting a call. And the lady was like, hey, we have an apartment ready for you to move in next week. I started crying. I was like, thank you, God. Because I started really being obedient. Like, I stopped smoking. Like, I stopped everything. I really just started really focusing on God and changing my life around. And, like, now I'm going to I've been in the gym. I'm helping other people. Like, other people just been like, God been sending people in my life to help them and to testify to them. My TikTok is doing good. That's where I first started at TikTok. Like my TikTok doing good. I'm finally walking in my purpose. Like I'm just excited. And like 2025, y'all, is gonna be a good year. Like I'm gonna have so much good content for y'all, like back to back content, and it's gonna be really, really good. Like 2025, I'm really gonna be walking in my purpose. Like I am God's child for real. Because for so long, I've been holding back. And, like, now, it's like, girl, no. It's time to walk, to walk in your calling. And it's time to be who God has called you to be. Because you are the light in others. And people need you out there. So all this goes to say, y'all, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you go through in life, no matter what you did, no matter what you're doing, God can change anybody's life around. Shoot, he changed me, so he can change you. Just put him first, and I promise you, you'll be so much happier. Like, I'm at peace. And don't get me wrong, I go through my silent battles, but God get me through those for sure. And I just want to tell y'all, keep going. Keep fighting, because the devil, he gonna keep coming, but you gotta know when it's the devil. So just keep going and put God first and hang on in there, because the storm is already over. Until next time, Happy New Year's. Bye.